Welcome back to Weems Motor Co. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. So, movies have always been a huge inspiration in my life, and today I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about my 5 favorite movies that feature Triumph motorcycles. Now, these movies span many decades, everything from the 50s all the way through the 2000s, but I just wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite moments of Triumph motorcycles in the movies and on the screen. So here we go. Let's kick it off with number 1. So in this awesome 1968 movie titled Hogans Bluff, the main character, Mr. Clint Eastwood, is a sheriff from Arizona who's been sent to New York City to find a murderer that's been known to be there. In the ending of this movie, there's this epic chase scene where the murderer steals a 500cc unit Triumph motorcycle, and as Clint Eastwood is pursuing him, there's an accident where a couple lays down their 650 Triumph unit motorcycle, and Clint Eastwood takes that motorcycle, jumps on it, kickstarts it, and begins doing this thrilling chase, trying to capture this murderer. Man, the scenes of riding and the excitement and going down stairwells and super cool things to see how these motorcycles from the Triumph Corporation in the 1960s were able to perform in such a crazy manner, going in all sorts of different environments in New York City. Definitely a movie to check out, especially that last 5 minutes of the movie. So amazing, such great motorcycles. That's my first on the list. The next movie on our list came out a lot of years later, actually 40 years after that. It came out in 2008, and it was titled The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Now, this story spans from 1918 all the way through the year 2003. It's about a child who was born and having the appearance of an old person. And as life goes on, he actually ages backwards, ages younger. The star of this movie is none other than the one only Brad Pitt. Now, in this movie, he rides a couple different motorcycles. The first we see is an early Indian motorcycle, but then a majority of part of the movie, he's riding a pre-unit Triumph swing arm Thunderbird. Beautiful motorcycle, beautiful riding scenes, amazing, immaculate machine that they've integrated right into that movie. So that is my second movie featuring a Triumph motorcycle. Go check it out. Alright guys, before we move on to number 3, I just wanted to remind everybody we are right in the middle of our monthly giveaway for our Patreon members. If you guys want to get signed up for the Lowbrow Customs Cole Foster grips that we're giving away this month, simply go to the link in the description below, sign up for our Patreon. For every $1 that you obligate towards that, you get 1 entry into the giveaway. Also, coming up, next week's video is going to be huge. The announcement that we are making next week is gonna blow your mind. So make sure you stick around next week and check out what's gonna be happening at Weems Motor Co. All right, let's get back to the list. Let's see what's number 3. So my next choice for Triumphs on the silver screen is not so much a movie. Actually, this was a TV series from 1974 to 1984 that featured a gentleman by the name of Henry Winkler on the show known as Arthur Fonzie Fonzarelli. Yes, I'm talking about the TV show Happy Days. Happy Days, an amazing show, especially featuring our dear friend Fonzie. Fonzie in this show, he rode so many cool motorcycles. He rode Harley Davidsons, he rode Hondas, he rode most importantly, triumphs. He rode this really amazing TR5 pre-unit. I remember one episode in particular where he got into an accident and his motorcycle was completely taken apart. And it was so detrimental to him that it was like losing a family member. But Fonzie in this show, to me, he always stole the limelight. Love the guy, love the character, most of all, love the Triumph motorcycles he rode in Happy Days. Alright, so the next one on our list came out in 1963 and featured none other than Steve McQueen. Now, Steve McQueen has been known across the world for many different roles with racing cars and racing motorcycles and all the kind of craziness that he did. He was an avid Triumph rider. He rode a Husqvarna motorcycle on any Sunday. Tons of movies, but this movie in 1963 titled The Great Escape was possibly one of Steve McQueen's most famous movies he ever made. Now, in this movie, it is a historical retelling of a group of British soldiers who were captured during Nazi Germany World War II, and they were planning to escape. During this escape, Steve McQueen beats up a Nazi soldier, takes his uniform, puts it on, steals his motorcycle, and begins to rip through the countryside of Germany. Now, eventually, poor Steve McQueen and his character finds himself trapped in the midst of a large German army being chased, and eventually culminates with him jumping a barbed wire fence. Now, in reality, Steve McQueen did a majority of all of his stunts in his movies, but this one in particular was performed by his good friend Bud Eakins, and it culminates with him crashing into the barbed wire and being captured by the Nazi soldiers. But throughout this whole scene, he's riding around on this amazing Triumph pre-unit Triumph in a duplex frame, which would make it from 1960 to 1962. The original motorcycle is still on display, and you could see it in a museum in London. Alright, our final showing in this video. Now, this movie was banned in Britain for 14 years. Don't know why, because Triumphs are from Britain, but this movie is another historical retelling of an event that happened in 1947 in Hollister, California. The movie came out in 1953, and it starred Marlon Brando as Johnny, the movie being The Wild One. I know I've talked about this movie many times before in other videos, but man, this movie set the pace for motorcycle movies from then until now. That was considered the very first outlaw motorcycle movie ever produced. And in this movie, Marlon Brando is riding around on this magnificent 1950 Triumph Thunderbird pre-unit. It's always gonna be my favorite movie featuring a Triumph. If you haven't watched it, you can literally go on YouTube and watch the full video. Matter of fact, look down in the description below, there will be a link for it. So that's gonna wrap up the list today, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, but I wanna know, is there another movie out there that you really enjoy that features maybe your favorite motorcycle brand? Tons of movies, The Terminator, even new TV shows like The Walking Dead. There's so many shows and movies that feature motorcycles. I want to hear from you which ones are your favorite. Now with that, if you guys are new around here, hopefully you enjoyed it today. Jump down, hit that subscribe button. If you really like the video, hit that thumbs up, turn those notifications on, and let everyone know what's going on right here at Weems Motor Co. Peace.
This is where it begins for me, right on this road.